Welcome out. Today is July 22nd, 2022, and my name is Chris Drummond, aka the Real Binary Master, your RFX educator, one of your RFX educators here at Economy, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys a basic walkthrough, complete overview of TradingView. TradingView is a tool that I myself use for technical analysis. So I also, when we drop trade ideas in the Telegram group chat, I recommend that you come to TradingView and set up your alerts. And I'm going to show you guys how to do all that and more in this video. Let's get into it. So when we come over here, we're going to want to look for Forex pairs. If we're looking at, say, Euro USD, we're going to put in Euro USD. Now this is important and you might want to take note of it. Our analysis is done off of Oanda broker. So when you're marking up your alert, you want to find the broker that says Oanda. So right here, this says FXCM. The second one says Oanda. We're going to left click on launch chart, and it's going to bring up the chart. Now, right here, I'm going to get rid of this. This is what the chart is going to look like when you log into it, when you load up to it, right? Just a complete naked chart with candles. Okay. Now, what do these candles mean? That's a great question. And a lot of people, including myself, did not know this when I first got started. So I'm going to clarify some things. If we are viewing the chart on a daily time frame, this represents that each candle represents the time frame of the day. So this is 1 day, this is 2 days, this is 3 day, this would be the 4th day. So today's candle would be here. Within this candle, price opened and closed, opened, pushed down, came all the way back up top here, and then closed right here. So all this price action happened within the past 24 hours. Right here, this candle here that we're seeing, the one that's a little bit red with the wick, this means that all this price action happened here within the 24 hours today. This happened the last 24 hours of yesterday, and then this would have been the day before. So the way that I mark up my charts when on TradingView, I do a basic top-down analysis, and I look for support, I look for resistance areas, and then I look for areas that were either a support or a resistance in the past that have now been flipped. And I'm going to show you examples of that right now. So it's safe to say that this area looking at on the daily is going to be our resistance area. So I'll just mark this up. If you want to use the horizontal line or horizontal ray, all you do is come over here on the left hand side, you'll see is your toolbar. Now when you have your toolbar, the trend and arrows, all these are right here under the first one, right underneath the cross. You'll see a trend line arrow like this. Click on that little arrow to the side and this will populate, and you could choose whatever you want to use to mark up your charts. For our example here, I'm using the horizontal line to find and mark my support and resistance areas. So this area here is a very interesting area. It's acted as a support in the past. Yes, you see we've acted as support in the past here and here. And then when we broke it here, we can see that price came back and retested this area. All within this area, it got rejected and dropped. So this would be a nice area that was support but has now flipped into a resistance. So I would draw this up as a purple line, so that way I know, okay, and I'll do it bigger because the higher the time frame, the stronger that area and confirmation of that area will be. So here is another area that we can say, okay, this area looks to be a support area. Price came down here, bounced up to the resistance, then came back down to the support, pushed away, came back again, bounced again, and then when it broke it, it has yet to come back and pushed up. So we will keep our eye on this, and I'm going to set my alert for the future price movement. When price pushes up here, I'd be curious to see what's going to happen, because we are in a downtrend and we're coming back to retest a level that we broke out. Are we going to have a continuation move to the downside, or is it going to re-break this area and find support above it? We won't know until the market opens back up you know, in a couple days. So something to keep an eye out. Now, when we are going through, so each time frame, this is the daily, this is the hour, this arrow next to this right here, this arrow down, time interval, you can choose any time frame you want. Now, when you have the free version, you are limited to 3 indicators, and there's certain time intervals that you can't, you don't have access to. Like for example, you won't have access to 30 seconds or less, or maybe even the higher ranges, which is okay, no problem, because like I said, as long as you have the daily, hourly, and the shorter time frame, like 5-minute and 1-minute, 3-minute time frames, you're good. That's all we need, guys. So you can use the free version of TradingView to get started, and once you're in a position to upgrade and you want to mess around and add more indicators to get familiar with them and learn them, then at that point, you know, when you're ready, you can choose to upgrade at that time if you'd like to. So this is going down to the hour. So each candle within the hour time frame, same thing. This is 1 hour. This was the last hour we are open. This was the hour before. Each one candle represents 1 hour. So if we were looking on a 5-minute time frame chart, what would that mean? So that means that each candle represents 5 minutes. So how many 5-minute candles are within the hour time frame? So there's 60 minutes to an hour, and 5 minutes per candle, right? So that would be 2 times 6. This would be 12 5-minute candles within an hour time frame, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. These 12 5-minute candles equal the hour that we just saw on the hour time frame. But on the 5-minute time frame, each candle represents 5 minutes individually. So this is what happened the last 5 minutes, and then this will happen 5 minutes before, and same on and same on as we go down. If we go to the 3 minutes, each candle is going to represent the 3 minutes, and then all the way down to the 1 minute, which represents 1 minute time frame. The candles represent 1 minute, which is 60 seconds. So each candle has a minute of information. So within an hour time frame, if you ask yourself how many minute candles are there within an hour time frame, there's 60 1-minute candles in an hour time frame. So think about that. So 60 1-minute candles is a lot of information, and each candle has, you know, its own story, right? This candle here is telling us, okay, price was pushing up, but we had a bearish engulfing, stopping price action from coming up, and created a bearish order block. So this told me when price come back here in the future, we could see a possible rejection. And look exactly what happened. Price came back up right to this order block, and as we can see, it rejected for the next 2 minutes once price came back up here, and this was off the 1 minute time frame. So each candle represents 1 minute with that example. Now, when you're trading, if you're trading RFX and binary options, you know, if you're on the 5-minute time frame and the last main time frame you drew up your top-down analysis was on the hour, if the hour structure is close to your 5-minute areas, fine. Just trade off of those key areas. But if you notice that on the 5-minute time frame, you have, you know, significant areas where prices acted as support, and then once it was broken, it acted as once it was broken, it acted as resistance, and then once it broke it back above, it acted as support. Then mark it off. So we can mark this off, and then we have this whole area here that we can see, okay, when price came up here, you know, this was clearly a resistance, but because this happened on the 5-minute time frame, I'm going to keep it a lower line size, so that way I know, okay, prices, this happened on the shorter time frame. Because remember, if it happens on the longer time frame, it's more viable, it's more valuable, it's a stronger confirmation that that area, you know, is, you know, a daily resistance is much stronger than a 5-minute or a 1-minute resistance. So we have our 5-minute resistance drawn up. Now, if price comes back up to this area in the future, or when price comes back up to this area in the future, if we have the correct confluence or correct confirmations, we could potentially start to look to sell this down, as this is a resistance area, as we have confirmed previously. Over here we confirmed it, over here we confirmed it, and again here we confirmed that this is a resistance area. When price pushes up, it hits that ceiling and comes back down to the floor, and we can see that that's happened all throughout this consolidation region here. So that's that for a little bit of candle confirmation, how to understand the candles. Now if you want to change your candles, or if you prefer to have a line chart, you can do a line like this and mark up your charts the same way. The unique thing about the line is candles show opening and closing pricing, right? It shows how the candle opened and how it closed. With the line chart, it only shows you where price closed. So you won't see the wicks, you won't see the openings or anything like that. You'll just simply see where price closed, and that's the line chart here that we see here. If you wanted to make it bars, if you know how to trade off the bars, you can change it up and do as you please. These are the bar candles. We have columns you can use. You have the Heikin-Ashi candle. Okay, you have the Heikin-Ashi candles for those of you that know how to trade Heikin-Ashi, right? You can switch up your candles to the formation or the patterns that you like, or like to use, like to see, or get familiar. Teach yourself how to trade off the Heikin-Ashi compared to the regular candles, because they're slightly different and they have their own uses. And they're for us personally, I just stick to regular candle patterns when I'm trading RFX binary options. But if something works for you, that's fantastic. So here on the left hand side, this is going to be the toolbar. Now here you're going to have your fib retracements. Now for those of us that don't know how to set the fib, Fibonacci retracement, if we're in a uptrend, we're going to go from down bottom. If we're in a downtrend, we're going to go top bottom. So for example, looking at this just here, looking at just this price movement, we are in a downtrend. Okay, we're in a downtrend. We're going to go from our recent high, which would be here, to our lowest low. Let me get the correct Fibonacci. Traditional fibs. Okay, so here we go. We are in a downtrend. Let me do that one more time for you. We're in a downtrend. We have chosen the Fibonacci retracement tool, and there's all types of good stuff. We have the trend base fib and pitchfork and all other of these tools that we have available on TradingView, right? So for Fibonacci retracement, if you're in a downtrend, you're going to go bottom up. If you're in an uptrend, you're going to go top down, right? So we're in a downtrend. We're going to go from the low up to the top. So, key areas on Fibonacci retracement areas. Well, each area is a key area in the sequence. However, us traders notice that there's a lot of reaction between the 382 to the 618. So what we notice is that when price comes to the 50 on the Fibonacci retracement, we could potentially have a retracement or rejection, as you see here. Price pushed up to the 50. Boom. Let's see what happens again in the future. Look at again. Look again. Price hit the 50 again here. Retraced. Finally broke through. Where do we find resistance at? We found resistance at the 382. So the Fibonacci sequence and the Fibonacci retracement, as you can see here, can act as a resistance or support, and as gives traders additional confirmation while analyzing in the markets to look for potential areas of correction or interest to maybe take a buy or sell. So if we were waiting for price to come back to the 618 to take a buy, we'd still be waiting, right? So that's that, and that's how you add on the Fibonacci retracement. And there's a whole bunch of other tools throughout here that you can go ahead and have fun at. This is to determine long position, short position. This is determine, okay, when price breaks this area, you're going to look to take a buy up, and your stop loss is going to be below this area. So when price broke up here, price drew down, but never came down and hit your stop loss. So as you see, this was a 1.123 risk to reward. So you would have been in profit a little. If you risked 1%, you would have been in profit 1.23% based off of the risk to reward on this. But this was just an example on how to use the long and short position. This was for long. If you wanted to take a short, same thing. The blue is the direction you're going in. The red is going to be your stop loss. You can move it up and down to determine your stop loss. You can move it left and right. You can even click on it and customly put in the entry and the profit level and then the stop level as well. If you manually know, taking a trade, you can just put this up there, hit this settings like I just showed you, and then manually put in the inputs. Okay, so one more time, you double click on it, it brings up the inputs, and then you would just put in the correct inputs. Okay, and that's how you take a sell, and that's how you take a buy. Now here we have the brush, which you can draw on, right? I could draw my signature. Here, this arrow, if we do something that we don't mean to, we can erase it. Oh, I didn't. But say you made a mistake like I just did and didn't want to erase all that funny line, you want it back, you can arrow back over and it comes back up. So if you erase something you didn't want erased, just know that the arrow has got your back. You just hit the right arrow and it'll go, it'll go forward and back to what you had previously erased. So that's that. This is TradingView is awesome, guys. There's so many tools within this tool you can use. If you want to know how long, right? If you want to know how long something happened, this is a date range. So from here to here took 208 bars. So we're on the hour time frame, and that breaks down to 12 days and 16 hours, right? That breaks down to 208 bars, which is 12 days and 16 hours. So if you want to know a time frame of something happened, there's your answer. There's how to do it. If you want to forecast, if you are entering the market here and you're taking a profit up here, you want to see what that looks like or what that's going to be. That's going to be a 2.7% increase, and as you can see, it did happen. I don't know why it says failure, but it did happen. So that's that. Then Go Speed. Now Go Speed is for the more advanced traders who are trying to anticipate price prediction based off of, say they see identical movement, for example, like, okay, and you see this and you want this marked up here. Oh wait, not that one, I'm sorry. Bars pattern, is this it? Yes. Bars pattern. So the bars pattern, if you want to anticipate a future price movement because you see something setting up over here that looks similar to here, you would click on the bars and you go from here to here, and you say, okay, when price comes back up here, it should do something like this. But did it? No. But this is just a nice fun tool that you could start to really, anticipate where price is coming to. So for example, we believe strongly that when price come up here again, we can clone it. So all you want to do is right click on it, click clone, and it will populate another exact same, and you can bring it right here and look what happened, right to it, an almost identical movement, right? So now that price is here again, are we going to get the same movement back down and then a back up movement? To be determined. We'll have to see when the market opens back up. But the idea here was just to show you guys a complete walkthrough of TradingView. Now say you are putting a lot of vertical lines or a lot of horizontal lines, and you don't want to keep going back to the toolbar. So you don't want to keep going back to the toolbar to I'm sorry, not brush, the trend lines that you're doing here. You could do this. You could click on drawing lock and then have it here. So this way, then you could always just keep, you could keep doing what you're doing, right? Now as soon as you untake it off, it doesn't allow you to keep taking multiple goes at it. Alright, And that is, again, if you're doing anything and you want it locked, you just click on lock, boom. Now say you have your lines marked up and you're trying to show somebody just the naked chart, or maybe you look at the market better when you don't see all your lines that you have drawn up for support and resistance. You can click this little eyeball right here and it will temporarily hide your indicators, it will hide your drawings. Okay. Another thing is say for indicators, right? We go over here, we want to add on the RSI. We click on indicators, type in the search RSI, boom, RSI. RSI is here. Now say, okay, this is the RSI I want, but instead of the RSI being at 8, I want it at 10. You can click on the settings, go to inputs, RSI length. You can go up or down, change it all around, whatever you want to do. Once you're done with it, once you're done with anything changing, once you change anything, always make sure you go to default and click save as default if you want it saved. Okay, if you don't want it saved or don't care to save it, you could just go on about your day. But if you want to use it again with the same setups or same inputs, then click save as default. Okay. Now we have an icon area where we can go through and check out all icons. So if we're looking for a buy, you know, we want it to really start to rocket off up here. Boom, right? Price is going to start to rocket. That's a lift off, takeoff, right? You could have fun on your charts, guys. But when it comes up here, that's going to be the money, right? So you have icons, different icons that you can draw up and implement on your chart. You have check marks, so when target hits, you can just drop that check, right? No pun intended, huh? Boom. Guys, if this is making sense, let me know in the chats if this is making sense, yes or yes. Let's go. Who's excited for RFX, baby? I know I am. All right. Now, if we want to compare one asset to another asset, right? If we want to compare one asset to another asset, you see right here this plus sign next to Euro USD. It says compare or add symbol. Left click on it and say we want to see how Euro USD has moved against USD JPY. So we click on, we already on Euro USD. Now we want to check USD JPY. We click on USD JPY. Remember, we're looking at for Rwanda, same percentage scale. Click on it, boom. And what do we see? What do we see? We see the exact opposite, ladies and gentlemen. Because the dollar on USD JPY is in the front, and the Euro USD, the dollar, is the second. So if UJ was going up, it makes sense that Euro USD is going down. Obviously, there are times within the market where there is similar price movement, but here you can see that, yeah, there was similar price movement, but they went in different directions, right? And if you want to get off of this, go over here where it says USD JPY and click the X, and you're back to your basic Euro USD chart. Now, if you want to take a picture and send it to your friend because you just drew up your chart, or you want to take a picture and send it to the Telegram chat to have myself or Harash analyze your markup, come over here, top right hand corner, it says take a snapshot. Left click on it. You can save the chart image as it is, you can copy the chart image as it is, or you could copy the link to the chart image as it is, and you could also tweet it on Twitter, and you could also open the chart in a new tab. You can save your layouts. Alright, now you can also, let's see the next thing. If you want to add, remember on the free version, you can add up to 3 different indicators. So say you want to add the Bollinger Bands. Bollinger Band, boom. Now we've just added the Bollinger Band in the top left hand corner. If you want to change it up, make the outside and the bottom side bigger, go to Style, click on the upper, make it 2, 3. Go to the lower, make it 2, 3, 4, whatever you want. I'm doing 2. You want to change the color, click Save as Default, and then click OK. Boom. Now we have the RSI, we have our Bollinger Band, and we want one more. Okay, say we use the 50 moving average. Moving average. So we just want to use the 50 moving average. We can go to Inputs. Style, and then we could uncheck the smooth moving average, the SMA, which is the SMA, which we did here. We just unclick it, click Default, Save as Defaults, and click OK. And now we're just using the moving average, the 50 moving average. And because we already have some red and pink on here, we're going to make it black and make it big so we could see it. I'm going to go to Defaults and Save. Boom. Now if price action is, say above the moving average, we're looking for possible buys. If the 50 moving average is below the candles, then we're looking, or on top of the candles, we're looking for potential sells. That could just be, so for example here, we're at the 50 on the RSI. We are penetrating or coming close to the Bollinger Band. We are at or on or near the 50 moving average. We could have taken, a trade in this direction. As we see here, price has moved up over the course of the hour. So if that was moving up on the hour, we would have been able to get, some bullish moves or possible price moves on the 5-minute time frame. Right? Go down to 1 minute. See here, we have price action staying above the 50 moving average now. So now we could definitely be looking for buys when it comes to areas of interest or whatever. But I'm just marking up TradingView. Hopefully you guys are getting some value, understanding how to utilize TradingView. If you have an indicator that you don't want shown, or you don't need shown, or you don't want anybody to see what you're using, there's this arrow here, and it hides it out your way. Now, for example, say you don't want to show the moving average and it's getting in your way, but you don't want to get it off your chart in case you want to look at it again in a couple minutes. You could just go hover over the moving average and click hide. Say the Bollinger Bands are getting in your way and you just want to hide them for now. You could hover over Bollinger Band, click the eye, and it's going to hide them, right? It's awesome, guys. So this is that portion of understanding TradingView and how to take trades. You can publish your own trade ideas to the public community of TradingView if you want. There's just so much here, guys, within TradingView that you could use and really implement to help you backtest. For example, if you want to backtest, unfortunately Replay is not available for free version, but if you do want to backtest and you have a paid version for Replay, look at this. You click on Replay, you go back, and now if you want to see how things play out, you could click play. If you want to go slower, you could take it down a notch. If you want to go faster, you could go that way, see how quick it's moving. You want to pause it, you can pause it. See where the RSI is when price action's coming down to a support or a resistance. Like, it's good for backtesting. The Replay is awesome for backtesting, highly recommended. Definitely highly recommend to use it for backtesting. If you do decide to upgrade, definitely use it. It's worth every penny and so much more to be able to backtest something to see if it works, if it's going to work for you, right? Because that's the important thing. Now, setting up the alerts, okay? This is how I set up an alert. So if I'm looking at Euro USD and I want price to come up to 300, so for example, the Telegram trade idea says Euro USD 3-minute sell when price hits 102.300. So what we do is we click on the line, right? Click over here, click the horizontal line, then we double click on it, left double click on it, and all we're doing is changing the last 3 numbers to 300. Click OK, and here is the line now, right? Now what we're going to do is we're going to click and add a horizontal alert. Click on it, boom. So now we know when price comes up here this is our entry. But however, when I take in a trade, what I like to do is I like to set an alert a little ways below it, say 40 or 30 points below it. I'll add the alert here. This way I know, okay, it's approaching. I could set up, when price pushes up and hits this area again in the future, I could prepare to take the trade. And then when I get the second notification that my alert's going off, I could enter the market at that point. That's one way to put on an alert. If you want the alert off, again, you can right click it, edit horizontal link, click delete, and then yes, and now it's going to be deleted. Again, right click, edit horizontal alert, click delete, yes. Now the other way you can set an alert is, let me get rid of these, is over here at the price area. So for example, we are hovering over at 1.02161. If we wanted to add an alert here, we hit this little plus sign and it asks us add alert for Euro USD at 1.02161, and we click yes. And now when price hits this area in the future, we're going to get the alert. So there's two ways to set the alert. I showed you how I did it for me for RFX, so that way I know, okay, price is gonna, pushing up there. I should expect or prepare to enter the market. Get my binary broker ready. I got 30 pipettes to prepare to take the trade. But with that said, guys, I hope you found value in this video and this educational walkthrough. Informative walkthrough on TradingView. But with that said, guys, I appreciate you all, each and every single one of you, and we will see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.